It is another glorious moment to learn writing tips. My name is William Tyndall Jackson. Today is special for two reasons. 1. We are going to demystify paragraphing. 2. I will be joined by my colleague, Joseph Jacob. This video and the next will answer these questions. What is a paragraph? What are the characteristics of a good paragraph? What is a topic sentence? How can a paragraph be developed? I'm glad to announce that I have been joined by Joseph Jacob all the way from Nigeria. Joseph, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. William Tyndall, how are you doing today?
I am great. Let's hit the ground running. Joseph, how will you define a paragraph?
Different textbooks do give slightly different definition to the word paragraph. But in all of these slightly different definitions, there are two things that they all have in common. The first is that every paragraph should discuss one central idea or one basic idea, which is called a topic sentence. Secondly, every paragraph is made up of sentences. So when we isolate these two common points in all the definitions of paragraph, you will now come to the conclusion that a paragraph can simply be defined as a group of sentences that discuss one central idea or one topic sentence. So it's also important I mention now that while we say that a paragraph is made up of group of sentences, because it is the norm that paragraphs will have many sentences or more than one sentence. But in some specialized writing, like in journalism, a paragraph can still be just a single sentence.
Thank you for that clear definition. Can we have a nicely written as well as a badly written paragraph?
The answer is yes. When a paragraph fails to meet the definition of a paragraph, it then means that that paragraph is poorly written. So we can have a nicely written and a poorly written paragraph.
Then what are the characteristics of a good paragraph?
Talking about the characteristics or the qualities of a good paragraph, let's look at 4 of them. Remember, in our definition of paragraph, we've stated that a paragraph must discuss one central idea, which is known as the topic sentence. So the first characteristics of every paragraph is that it must have a topic sentence. That is, that central idea, that's one idea the paragraph is discussing. Secondly, a paragraph must have unity. Since every paragraph must discuss one topic sentence, when people wrongly write 2 or 3 topic sentences in one paragraph, that paragraph lacks unity, and so it will not meet the characteristic of a good paragraph. So every good paragraph must have unity, and that unity implies that it must have one topic sentence. The third characteristics of a good paragraph is that a good paragraph must have coherence. Remember, from the definition we said that every paragraph or every sentence in a paragraph is supporting the central idea or is explaining more on the central idea. But sometimes you see, when people write some sentences, you realize that 1 or 2 sentences in a paragraph does not have anything or do not have anything to do with the topic sentence. So when paragraphs have sentences that are all related to the topic sentence, we say that that paragraph is coherent. And when you are reading it, you will not be feeling or having a sense of obstruction on your sense of reasoning. Rather, it will be flowing. Your line of thought will be flowing until you get to the end of the paragraph. This happens when the paragraph is coherent. The last characteristic of a paragraph is that a good paragraph must be well developed. Since all the sentences we are adding to a paragraph is just aimed at supporting or explaining further on the topic sentence, then it follows that at the end of the paragraph should have been well developed so that someone reading the paragraph will be satisfied with the explanations given to the topic sentence. So what I've said so far is that we have four characteristics of a good paragraph. One, a good paragraph should have a topic sentence. Two, there should be unity in a good paragraph, which means there should be one topic sentence being discussed. Three, there should be coherence, which means the line of thought should be flowing. There should be no obstruction. And to avoid that, we need to avoid bringing in a sentence that does not support what we are discussing in that paragraph. And lastly, a good paragraph should be well developed. So whenever we write a paragraph, we should have these four characteristics at the back of our mind and try to meet these characteristics.
Sorry for interrupting, but I understand from what you were saying, Joseph, that the topic sentence seemed to be a very important component of a paragraph.
Yes, you are right. Topic sentence is the most important element of a paragraph. Think about it. We say that every paragraph discusses one topic sentence. So, will there be a paragraph without a topic sentence? The answer is no. So, it is obvious that the topic sentence is very, very important. It is the nucleus of a paragraph. Without the topic sentence, there is no paragraph. So, topic sentence is very, very essential. An example will help us. So, please help me put up one of our paragraph examples on the screen so that we can discuss it. Thank you, William. I can now see the paragraph on the screen. My wife is the best cook in the world. She can cook local and international delicacies. I will advise you not to dislike any food until you have eaten the one cooked by my wife. She holds a bachelor's degree in law. My friend who visited and intended to stay for only 2 days ended up staying 2 weeks because of my wife's tasteful meals. The first thing we need to identify in this paragraph is the topic sentence. And how do we identify the topic sentence? Is by asking the question, what is this paragraph all about? Any sentence that gives us the answer, that sentence is the topic sentence. And if that is the case, you now agree with me that the first sentence in this paragraph is the topic sentence. The sentence reads, my wife is the best cook in the world. So this is the topic sentence of this paragraph. The writer is trying to convince us that his wife is the best cook in the world. So other sentences in this paragraph should support that topic sentence. So let's look at the sentences one after the other, starting with the second one. She can cook local and international delicacies. This second sentence is supporting that topic sentence because if his wife is to be judged the best cook in the world, she must be able to cook both local and international delicacies. And that is what the writer is emphasizing here. He writes, I will advise you not to dislike any food until you have eaten the one cooked by my wife. The writer is claiming that why people don't like certain food is because the person that cooked that food did not cook it very well. So that before anyone dislikes any food, the person must eat the one cooked by his wife. After eating it and he still dislikes it, that is when he'll be sure that he truly dislikes that food. So the writer is trying to convince us that his wife is the best cook in the world. So that third sentence is also good because it is supporting the topic sentence. Now let's go to the fourth sentence. She holds a bachelor's degree in law. Does reading this sentence somehow distracted you, takes your line of thought away, isn't it? Yes, because in law school, they don't teach how to cook. So there is no relevance of the sentence that she holds a bachelor's degree in law to the topic sentence of the woman being the best cook in the world. So it applies that that fourth sentence is wrong. It's not supposed to be in this paragraph. So when we have this kind of sentence in a paragraph, it makes the paragraph to lack coherence. So we need to remove this fourth sentence for this paragraph to be coherent. But before we do that, let's look at the last sentence and see whether it is in line with the topic sentence. My friend who visited and intended to stay for only 2 days ended up staying 2 weeks because of my wife's tasteful meals. This last sentence is also supporting the topic sentence that the wife cooks so well that their guest had to stay longer than intended. If we remove that fourth sentence that is not in line with the topic sentence, we'll now have a near perfect paragraph. Let's now read the paragraph again when we have omitted that fourth sentence that is not in line with the topic sentence. My wife is the best cook in the world. She can cook local and international delicacies. I will advise you not to dislike any food until you have eaten the one cooked by my wife. My friend who visited and intended to stay for only 2 days ended up staying 2 weeks because of my wife's tasteful meals. If we now look at this paragraph based on our 4 characteristics of a paragraph, we'll now notice that 1, it has a topic sentence. That is the first sentence in the paragraph. 2, we'll now say there is unity because the paragraph did not discuss another topic sentence. It's just focused on that one. 3, we can say it has coherence because we have removed that fourth sentence that was causing obstruction in our line of thought. So we can now say that this paragraph has coherence. And lastly, we can say that the paragraph is well developed because the writer gave us all he thought that made him to think that his wife is the best cook in the world. So from this paragraph we've discussed, we've seen that a paragraph must have a topic sentence. We've also seen that a paragraph must have unity, have coherence, and a paragraph must be well developed.
Wow, that example was well simplified. It has been amazing discussing with you, Joseph.
Thank you, William Tyndale, for having me. Thank you so much.
This is where we call it a day on this video. In our next video, we will go into specific ways of developing a paragraph. Thanks for watching. Bye.